The Trump administration reacting to the fraud in Minnesota with a strong warning.
Our message to all is clear. Either fix this in 60 days or start looking under your couch for spare change, because we are done footing the bill for your incompetence. This administration will never stop fighting to protect the vulnerable Americans who rely on these programs and the taxpayers who fund them. We're going to crush waste, fraud, and abuse.
Joining us now to react, former White House press secretary and Saturday in America host, Kayleigh McEnany. Always such a pleasure to have you.
Good to be here.
This is a shocking story about what has happened in Minnesota with Medicaid.
It's shocking. And when you look at this, $1 billion with a B, probably more, going to Minnesota, much of which was intended for COVID relief. I remember standing at the podium and talking about the Paycheck Protection Program, money going to small business owners. And that didn't happen in the case of Minnesota. Yes, some of it did, but some of it went to fund terrorism. Now you get the Medicaid component in there, and it just raises all kinds of questions. And this was going on back in 2022. And you had the Biden DOJ prosecuting some of these cases against these Somali immigrants. And then where was the media? Here we are. It's 2025, guys, and there were prosecutions in 2022. Where was the media? And
it's not like there weren't warnings that this is exactly what happens when you, especially with the COVID money, where you have this explosion of spending that is, it was like a fire hose going out. Of course, it was going to lead to a lot of corruption. But the thing that really gets me about this is that Democrats are supposed to be the party that believes in the government. They want the government to solve all of these problems. And yet Medicaid, which is like one of the most valued programs in the government, they allow this to happen and then for political reasons want to act like it didn't happen.
Sure. And as we're talking about healthcare subsidies and, you know, the importance of lowering costs for Americans, you think about Medicaid money being a big part of that, going to Americans instead, going to illegal immigrants. But it's funny, here's some words that you might never thought you'd hear in the New York Times ever, but I found them deep buried in an article. The episode has raised broader questions for residents about the sustainability of Minnesota's Scandinavian modeled system. Whoa, New York Times, you're finally waking up. If you're something in the drinking water, conservative New York Times, hey.
And I would like to thank you for reading the New York Times so I don't have to.
You're welcome.
Over in the Wall Street Journal, we had an interesting op-ed pointing out that the lesson of Minnesota's fraud is that Republicans have an opportunity to run against out-of-control welfare state by Kim Strassel. I think it's a really good point. You know, this is kind of, I think, the key difference, or supposed to be, ideologically, between Democrats and Republicans, that actually maybe all of this money going to these welfare programs, at the very least, need to be monitored.
Sure.
But if not that, there are dangers that come with it.
Absolutely. And Kim Strassel's always a voice of reason. So too is the Wall Street Journal. But the Times actually took it a step further than just questioning the welfare state. They actually admitted the system helped create an environment that drew immigrants to the state over many decades, including tens of thousands of Somali refugees. So they actually had this through line, this like moment of reason. It's not just the welfare state, and it's the fact that it drew all of these immigrants here, and they have a huge problem in Minnesota. And Tim Walz knew about it. I've got to believe there were red flags. He was either completely ignorant or just turned the other way.
Yeah. And of course, if your immigration system is built to attract people that we can help, as opposed to attracting immigrants who can come and help us, then your system is kind of screwed up.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.